Alex Highsmith getting the contract extension. You touched on something earlier, Chris, where the Steelers are very loyal. They pay out their contracts, unlike other teams, to where, I mean, look, what recent history shows us with Bud Dupree. He goes over to Tennessee. He gets the monster contract, but he doesn't see it through. He then has to sign with the Falcons this offseason for much less in the long run, whereas Highsmith maybe doesn't get as much as he would on the open market. But the fact that it's more than likely he'll see this through and he's going to be in a Steelers uniform for years to come, pairing opposite TJ Watt. Now it's, okay, Cam Hayward, who I fully expect to have a country club training camp, to meaning when he's out there on the field, you know what to expect. I don't think like I've seen some stuff, Chris, where they've said, Cam Hayward's fallen off. I don't think that's an unfair criticism because Father Time is undefeated, but he's still playing at a very, very high level. So maintain Cam Hayward because your interior is the most important, but you've got two great defensive players off the edge. We know what TJ Watt can do. If Alex Highsmith's going to get one-on-one opportunities again, coming off a season where he has 14 and a half sacks, if he replicates that, playing at almost a Pro Bowl level, that's what I expect from him this upcoming season. I'm very happy. What I'm calling the wrath of Khan has continued. Omar Khan has been very aggressive this offseason, and this was like the last thing that I thought he needed to get done. And for me at this standpoint, Chris, it's like, let's just get to week 1, September the 10th, healthy, because getting Alex Highsmith in a Steelers uniform for several years to come is only going to help this team long-term.
No, I agree. I think that Alex Highsmith, I mean, I talked to Alex a lot in the locker room and during and after practices. And like, he's made it very clear, like, hey, there's no hangups. It's just about time and just when this is going to get done. There was a lot of confidence on both sides that they would be able to come to an agreement and make a deal that will work. And if you look at Alex Highsmith's contract, it's pretty decent for the Steelers now, and it's also great for him. He's getting paid, like you said. He's not getting paid, he's not getting paid, super duper money. But he becomes a top 10 paid edge rusher in the NFL. Though the way that goes, that'll last like a year before like 5 other edge rushers get paid. It's just how the market works, right? Like at one point, Mahomes was the most paid quarterback. Then it was the next guy. Then with Joe Burrow contract coming up, that's going to reset it. And then after him, it'll be
60.
Right. It's just gonna keep going up and up until it hits like a ceiling, and then we'll see, how the NFL responds to that. But with Alex Highsmith, you look at his cap numbers here. He's still like $4 million, $4.5 million this year in 2023. That jumps up to 13.9 next year, 16.2 the year after that, 17 and 18 years after that. The Steelers will be moving that money around. They give themselves the normal freedom to move around by kind of lowering the guaranteed money as he goes throughout the rest of this contract. But how the Steelers work, like you said, you do by them, they do by you. And like TJ Watt, he's getting paid, and he's having money move down the line. Like, hey, we're going to just take some of your guaranteed money and push it over here a little bit so we can open up more salary cap space this year. I fully anticipate after this season, when they sign Alex Highsmith next season, you're going to see a sort of restructuring of his contract to move around some of his money so that they can create more space next year in the signings that they'll want to do to either keep players or make other moves, things like that. But Alex Highsmith, I think what you're on the verge here with the Steelers is you have now kind of locked yourself in for the next 4 years. You have him and TJ Watt with a chance to be in their primes, the best edge rushing duo in the NFL for multiple seasons. And you have that while having the best safety in the NFL and Minka Fitzpatrick, a really good 1-2 punch in Cam Hayward and Larry Ogunjobi, with young guys behind them who I think the Steelers should have a lot of confidence in Keanu Benton, their recent rookie, and of course DeMarvin Leal, who I thought had a really good rookie season when he was healthy. So I think this defense is in a really good spot to grow from here. And if you look at the if you look at how Highsmith's contract impacts the Steelers, if you look at 2024 on overthecap.com, it'll currently sit at like, oh, they only have $654,000 in cap space. That's not good. But as soon as you look down the list, you see, oh, wait a second. Allen Robinson will be an $11 million cap hit, and you can save $10 million by letting him go. That's probably what's going to happen there. Or if he has a great year with Kenny Pickett, they'll just reduce that number somehow. And then they'll look at other guys like Chakuma Okorafor, Deontay Johnson, James Daniels, guys who they can maybe move some money around and say like, hey, can we give you an extension? Can we move some money down the line? Or do we look to other options there? But I think that there's a lot of space the Steelers have to make moves. And Omar Khan, you're right. He's on a warpath this offseason to get things right and to put the Steelers on a path where they'll be able to succeed with Kenny Pickett and kind of strike during this rookie contract window that we've seen a lot of teams like the Bengals, like the Eagles, try to take advantage of while they have their quarterbacks on a lower contract.
Several great points there with Omar Khan as well. It's getting depth at each position and creating healthy competition within the Steelers organization. I used to look at it when I first started covering the Steelers in 2019, where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm freaking out about the salary cap and looking at overthecap.com. And other organizations might see it as a deterrent. Omar Khan, who has been the money man for the Steelers for like 20 years now, it's just whose contract do we need to restructure to free up money to go after who we need to get. He's proven that time and time again. Getting Minkah Fitzpatrick extension done, getting TJ Watt's extension done. I could go through the list of